Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2021 Ohio Bluebird Conference. My name is Zak Beaver, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about the Minerva Park Bluebird Trail, which is a bluebird trail that myself and my dad set up back in 2019. A little bit about myself first. I like doing a lot of things outdoors, fishing, hiking, horseback riding. This is actually a picture of me holding a bonnet head shark, a really cute little guy that I caught down in Georgia over the summer. I'm really actively involved in 4-H at the state and county level. I'm a member of Delaware County Junior Fair Board. I enjoy showing my dog, and I also really enjoy raising my own poultry. I'm serving my second term on the Ohio Division of Natural Resources Teen Advisory Council, and I'm an officer in the Columbus Police Department Public Safety Corps. So a little bit about my family. We've been doing conservation in my family for a long time. I'd say at least 100 years. My great-grandfather, Vernon Beaver, was one of the first farmers in Marion County. My uncle Dave Beaver, he established the Sandusky Plains Environmental Education Center at the high school up in Marion. He made his own curriculum. He built his own land lab. He really tried to get his students involved in conservation. To top it all off, my family, about 14 years ago, I was pretty young when this happened, donated our 300 plus acre farm. It had been in the family for 5 generations. We donated it for 2 Pheasants Forever as a permanent wildlife refuge. It's not, you can hike there. It's used for public hunting. I know a lot of people go deer hunting and stuff. It's a really, really nice place to go. All right, enough about me. Let's get talking about our trail. So this here is a satellite image of Columbus. This is the Beltway 270, if you're familiar with Columbus. Minerva Park is located up in the northeast corner here. We're an independent village, like I said, inside of the Beltway of Columbus. We actually began as an amusement park in 1895. After 5 years, the amusement park was overshadowed by the new Columbus Zoo, which was about 5 miles away. It's obviously moved since then. Minerva Park subdivision began in 1927. They started building the first homes then, and I believe my house was one of the last ones built, which was built around the late 1970s. They were building homes for a while. And then our earliest add-on to the community was in 2016. We annexed the Minerva Lake Golf Club, which was a golf course right next to our village. So as you can see from this satellite picture here, the yellow lines, that is all of Minerva Park. This dotted line here, that's what the old golf course was, and where our new development is. As you can see, the satellite image is not up to date, but you can see some of the roads that are put in, and you can even see some houses. In 2016, the Minerva Lake Golf Club was annexed into Minerva Park. We added 250 homes onto our existing 550. There was a very heavy emphasis placed on preserving mature trees and keeping some green space for animals. That's where we got the idea for our Bluebird Trail. We started planning it out back in early 2019. As you can see, this is another satellite image. All this green space is now houses. You can see some of the walking path that's even used today, because this was the old golf cart path in the village. Some of that has become our walking path. Some was added in, some was taken out. Each dot represents a box pair. So 6 dots, that means there's 12 boxes. And we originally planned on 7, but we decided on these final 6. If you look over to this picture on the right, I really love this picture because you can see the back 2 boxes here. This is box 1 and 2. You can see the walking trail here. There's actually people using it. And this is box 3. So it just really demonstrates how people can see the boxes, see the birds, and appreciate what they've got living in their own backyard. So once the concept plan was drawn out, we consulted with Darlene Sillick about the idea. We started with a windshield tour of the proposed trail. We quickly realized we were under a time crunch if we were going to get boxes. We were going to get boxes in time for the next mating season. We also had a discussion with Lisa Craddock, who's a longtime member of the Minerva Park Community Association, about coordinating with village officials, because this is on public land, and so it did take some approval from the government, and as you'll see in a minute, some other people. Ultimately, we brought a proposal before the mayor of Minerva Park, who emphatically endorsed the idea. She was very supportive. However, we still had one small problem. MI Homes, which is the company that was developing the golf course. They technically owned the land since the annexation was still under construction, and we had to get approval from them. That wasn't a problem at all. They very strongly supported the idea. It just added a little bit of time to the process, a little bit more time to the process, but it wasn't any more work at all. And as you see over on the right, these are some tree swallow eggs. So really cute little guys. After we got approval, we had to install the boxes. So we put all of our box bearers in no-mow areas. So as you can see in this picture, this is myself and Darlene Slick. We're standing in a landscaping bed. So that's really easy on the maintenance people. Some of our other boxes were placed in grasslands, some like natural preserved grasslands, like some big blue sun and stuff. Step 5, monitoring and reporting, very important step. As you can see from the satellite imagery, again, none of the satellite imagery is up to date, but you can see where some of our boxes are. Box 11 and 12. This is box 9 and 10. This is box 7 and 8, and so on and so forth. So for reporting, you just need to report the clutches, how many nests there are, what birds they are, and when the nests fledge. So I've been talking for a little while now, but I thought it would be cool if we gave you some perspective. Video, kind of give you guys a sneak peek at the other slide. Sorry about that. But so yes, I shot this video off of my drone. It was actually my dad's idea, so a big shout out to him. This big white area here is a drainage pond. So that gives some great tree swallow habitat. This here is box 11 and 12. We actually had a lot of success with bluebirds out of box 11. I think we actually fledged 2 clutches of bluebirds out of there. We'll turn around and fly back over the drainage pond over to boxes 9 and 10. There's a bench there so people can really appreciate them. We had a little bit of problems with house sparrows there because of their location, which is so close to the houses. We're then going to fly down. You can see this is some of that grassland I was talking about. Here's the Public Use Trail. There's a bridge going over the creek there. Public Use Trail again. More of that grasslands I was talking about. So this is great wildlife habitat, not just for birds, but there's a lot of other critters that live there. So right here, here's our boxes. Wait a second. Right here, that is box 9. Sorry, that's box 7 and 8. We didn't really have a lot of success out of them. We did have to dispatch some wasps out of there. So then I'm going to fly it over top of our trail, which is right here. It also branches off and goes down there, and then it branches off over there and goes to the road. So here is, second, that by that bench in this landscaping bed is where the boxes are. But here's another drainage pond. So the tree swallows really love that for their feeding area. So here's our 2 boxes. That's where our tree swallows live. We have, I think, 2 clutches of tree swallows out of box 5. This is my personal favorite pair of boxes. So this will take about a minute to fly over to box 3 and 4, but do stick with me. So there's more of that natural grassland around that pond. You'll fly. Now the trail actually goes under this road here, along with the creek. There's a creek that runs along the trail. For the most part, they follow each other. Of course, there's exceptions to every rule, but for the most part, they do. So it kind of gives people some natural amenity there. So I'm flying over top of the road here. This will take about a little bit longer, so please stick with me. But here's more of that natural grassland I was talking about. As you can see right here behind these houses and between the walking trail and the grass. You can also see someone using our trail there, walking their dogs. That's good to see. So we're coming up on our boxes. You can actually see one right there. Here we are. So that is box 3 and 4. Right here is box 3 with the green cone right there. And right here is box 4. We did dispatch a house sparrow out of there, and we actually had a tree swallow that got killed by a house sparrow there, so that's kind of sad. But we're hoping to have some improvement next year and hopefully fledge. I think we did actually fledge a tree swallow out of there, but hope to fledge 2 sets of birds out of there at least next year. So this will take a little bit, but we're going to fly over to box 1 and 2. And here is our Public Use Trail right here. Kind of see the snow melted off of it, that part there, but the trail's right there. Here's the creek that runs along the trail like I was talking about. There's myself standing on the trail, flying the drone. And the boxes are right over here. There's box 2. And there's box 1. We had absolutely no success with these this year, but that's my dad right there. So, but we are hoping to have some success next year with them. So our lessons learned, very easy to install the boxes. We installed 12 boxes with 2 people in about 3 hours. The birds found the boxes very quickly. The first nest was established in about 6 weeks. The community was very excited, including the village government and including MI Homes. Again, that's the housing development that developed our land to become part of our community. Community Facebook page was very helpful in getting people interested in the boxes and getting them engaged. Monitoring needs to be done regularly, so just keep up to date. It's not hard. It's a little time consuming. You got to walk the trail and check on your birds. If you want to set up a trail on public land, I definitely encourage you to engage early, because people, like in our case, were very, very supportive. We didn't have any problems with that, but it was still time consuming because there was a lot of steps to go through. So here's an example of some of our victories over here on the left. These are our baby-ish bluebirds. You can see they're about to fledge here. Over here is a pair of tree swallows on box 5. This is actually before they moved in. They actually had a tree swallow nest out of there later. And this here is this little green tree frog is demonstrating how these boxes are beneficial to all animals, not just birds. He's kind of just sunning himself on that baffle during a cold day. So we did have some problems too. This picture is a little sad, but this is a dead tree swallow. This is attacked by a house sparrow out of box 3, I think. See his eyes are gouged out. So that's kind of sad to see. You can see there's an egg there. There's a nest. Whole nest had to take the whole nest out of the box, and another tree swallow did end up moving in, but just really sad to see. We didn't end up dispatching the house sparrow, so that was good. We also installed a community feeder for people to enjoy. The goals were to have a feeder in the area where the public can view, enjoy birds, and learn about birds. So our financial stats for 2020, our hardware cost about $450 to install to get our poles for our boxes, our poles for our feeder and stuff. Thankfully, the boxes, the feeder, and the baffles were all donated, so that definitely cut down on cost. Some plans next for the trail. We want to develop a print material, and we want to put it in like a media station along the trail so people can learn about birds. People can kind of appreciate birds more by learning more about them. We want to establish a feeding station to try to feed our bluebirds some mealworms and stuff along the trail. And we want to introduce the trail, maybe expand it into the school area and hopefully get like some biology teachers on board and stuff so they can teach some youth about birds. And if you look over here at the right, I love this picture because you can see this is like a wall of windows in our community center. You can actually rent this out to have like birthday parties and stuff. You can actually see the feeder so people can appreciate the birds that way. And down here on the second level, that's actually our village police station, so they can also see the birds. So lastly, but certainly not least, we just need to give a huge shout out to all of our sponsors at BE. So probably one of our biggest ones were the citizens of the village of Minerva Park. Definitely couldn't have been possible without them. Their support's really important. Wild Birds Unlimited in Westerville, also very important. They actually so what they do is they have a gift card. Whenever someone wants to donate money to either the trail or the feeder, they take your donation and they actually put it on that gift card, and we can spend that money on feed and suet cakes for the feeder. The village of Minerva Park, very important. Government, especially Mayor Hughes, was very, very supportive of the idea. The Village of Minerva Park Community Association and Lisa Craddock, very supportive, gave us some direction. MI Homes, which was the housing development that developed the land. Again, we need their approval before we can do this. The Kirkland family, they're the ones that actually built the boxes. That's important. Lisa Craddock, member of the Minerva Park Community Association. Mayor Tiffany Hughes, definitely would have been possible without her. She's very supportive of the entire idea. And Darlene Sillick, my OYBC advisor, who is definitely played a huge part in this because she's definitely the expert in the field when it comes to this stuff. If you want to support the Minerva Park Bluebird Trail or the community feeder, consider making a financial donation by contacting Wild Birds Unlimited in Westerville. Their phone number is up here. Just tell them you want to make a donation to the Minerva Park community feeder, and they'll add however much you want to donate onto that gift card I was talking about. And then we can use that to pay for the feeder. We've actually raised over $200 since we started the trail. We're gonna need all that to keep the feeder up and running. So the more help we can get with that, the better. If you have any questions or you'd like to take a guided tour, here's my contact information. It's actually my dad's contact information. He's just easier to reach than me. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out.